Welcome everyone. I'm Debbie Cronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm glad you're with me today. One of the things that I've been doing with my clubs lately is tearing, and I don't know if you've been around for a while, you do know what tearing is. Let me go grab some samples. So this is paper tearing. This is one of the ones that we would have done many years ago, and this is paper tearing down here. You're just going to tear your paper. It doesn't matter how it goes. It always looks fine. And so this is what I'm doing in my clubs this month and teaching them different ways to use it in their cards. And so it's been kind of a fun thing. And so to continue with that idea, I made a Christmas card this afternoon, I guess it was when I did it. One of my clubs had just left and I thought, what am I going to do on Facebook Live? So paper tearing is really easy. There's no science to it. There are two sides to it though. So if you look at this side, let's see if I can get this close enough that you guys can see it. You can see different layers there. Okay. If I turn it over the other side, you just see the edge of the paper. So that's the first thing that you need to notice, and you need to decide which side you want to see. If you want to see this side with the tearing, you're going to tear it towards you. So you'll start away from it and you'll tear it this way, and you can see those layers. Now, if I started on, let's just turn this over, and if I started on this side, let's see how I can do this. Let's go the other end. Okay, so I tore it this way before. If I tear it this way, then you see what I'm getting. I'm getting just that edge. No, although if you turn it over, there's your other side. So if you're doing stamping on it or something, you'll want to tear before you stamp, because then you'll know, if you can, then you'll know which way to tear it. Or you just decide that once you've torn it, you'll decide then which side you want to use. So which side is best for you. Okay, so something else that I used today that I have not used before. I went in, and when I got it, I cut them out, and that's where they have been ever since, is in my my folder here. And it's a Stampin' Cut and Emboss Twigs and Sprigs embossing folder and die. And this is a hybrid. I didn't see anywhere on the instructions that it said it's a hybrid, but it is. And so I used the embossing folder today. So just the folder, and I got this beautiful background. Can you guys see that? It's so pretty. Those branches on there are just gorgeous. Well, if you use the folder and the die together, they lock in just like they have before. So that kind of locks in there. It goes on the part that has the Stampin' Up on the other side, it goes on that side, and it just sets in there. And you put your paper inside of there. I should have grabbed a few more pieces of paper. And you close that up, and you run it through your machine. And when you do, you get, I haven't figured out what I want to do with them yet. They're so pretty. They're just the most beautiful little branches and twigs and sprigs, like they're called. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can tip it so that you can see it really good. Maybe not that one. Let's do a bigger one. Can I get the light on that? I think you can see that, but you see there's an image on it, embossed on it. This one might show. So that one, yeah, that one shows a little better. So they're just really pretty. I want to glue them on top of a piece of cardstock is what I have a tendency to want to do. So if I took my card base here and glued them on there, but it seems kind of silly to do that. I mean, what's the purpose of that? I haven't figured it out yet. So I'm still working on how to use these sprigs and twigs and how they're going to play out here. I'm not sure, but I like them, and I like the way that the embossing folder embosses. That's beautiful. So I think I'm going to have to play with those a little more. They would be really pretty on here. But that's kind of pretty right there, just like that. Maybe that's what I do with them. Just put them on Christmas cards. Okay, so today let's get to the project now that I've introduced all this other stuff to you. So I started out with a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 basic white. It's the extra thick. I always use the extra thick for my card bases. And then I have my basic white here that I embossed. And this is cut at 3 3/4. It's not our standard cut. 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I don't know why I cut it that way, but it worked out for me. So, and then I have a piece of evening evergreen that is 5 1/4 by 4. So I don't know. I just wanted a little tiny, I don't know. I have no idea why it worked out. But we're going to attach those together, and I'm going to use liquid glue because this is embossed. And so it doesn't have a smooth surface. And this way the liquid glue will hold it a little bit better. And so I'm just going to attach that to my evening evergreen. And then I'm going to attach this to the front of my card. No bow on this card. I did put some bling. I'm going to put some bling on it, but there's no ribbon. You could, oh yes, there is. I'm sorry, I lied. There's a bow. I forgot. I couldn't let it go without a bow. You guys know me. I'm a bow girl. Okay, so this is really close at the top and the bottom, and the sides have a little bit more space, just a tiny bit, but that's fine. Okay, then I have this, oh gosh, I knew I would forget the name of this color. Okay, let's start with this one instead. So this is soft succulent, and I'm just going to attach it. It's 2 3/4, and this piece was a scrap. So it's 2 3/4 by 5. And I wasn't worried about it because I knew that I should have looked at my leaves a little closer. Some of them, I think they could have gone the other way. I knew that I was going to attach it here, and I knew that I was going to use the other color, whatever that other color is. Gosh, I have to find out what it is. Mary Merlot. It's Mary Merlot. I hardly ever use it. It's just such a beautiful Christmas color, though. It's like a burgundy. And so I have that I knew was going to cover the bottom of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach that. Grab a little adhesive. And these two are cut exactly the same size for width. And then this one was also just a scrap, but so I just stamped it with Versamark and embossed it with a white embossing powder. Okay, and then just attach that there. All right, now I have some branches that I cut here, and I have a frame, a circle, it's not a circle, it's a frame. And I cut the branches from Decorated with Happiness, and they're from the dies that come with, that coordinate with this set. Guys, I could tell you something exciting. We're we are naming, Stampin' Up! Is naming their stamp sets and their dies the same name from now on. So hopefully that will be in the new catalog that comes out in January. But I'm not sure it'll be that soon, but they have decided that they're going to start naming them the same thing. So Decorated with Happiness is the name of this stamp set, but the dies are called Decorated Pine Dies. So how does that happen? So from now on, they're supposed to be named, according to the stamp set, they're supposed to be named Decorated with Happiness Dies. I am so excited about that. I have wanted that for so long. I don't know why we've had these funny names that just didn't coordinate, but that is something that they have announced, is that the name and the change of the dies. So anyway, this is the die that I use. It's this big branch from here. And I cut out one in soft succulent and one in evening evergreen, since those were the two greens I'm using. And I have this frame, circle frame that I cut. I used the Stylish Frames dies. And when you do that, you're going to put the two of them together and cut at the same time, which is really much quicker. So you will put them on your paper like this. Now, if you can't get them to stay still, you can use a sticky note. Let's see. Oh, good. I have one in here. You can use a sticky note and just attach the two together, get them lined up, attach that sticky note right over top there, and then they'll stay together. Or you can take a piece of tape and tape those two circles together, leaving that the same distance all the way around, and then run it through the machine and you get this beautiful ring. So there's nothing in the center. Normally we die cut something and put it in the center, but this time I am going to use this ring, and I'm trying to decide how I want to attach it. I'm going to use mini dimensionals on this because I am going to put this through it. So I'm thinking the mini dimensionals, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going to use mini dimensionals because I'm afraid that it'll make it stick up too high. But look at this up here. Isn't that cool? It almost looks like a mountain. Anyway, so I'm going to put my two branches, and I want my darker one in the back. No, we have to go this way. Coordination here. Let's put that one in there. And this one in the front. And I think I will put a glue dot on my ring, or a couple of glue dots maybe. Let's do that to start with. Come on. And here's where I need my take your pick tool, because otherwise I'm liable to tear my ring, which is now stuck to my finger. Okay, that'll give me a good start. So I'm going to slip this through and attach it to one of those glue dots. And I'm going to go all the way up till the branch is coming through. And then I'm going to slip this one through and attach it to the other one. I almost want them to cross over a little bit. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to use liquid glue to attach this to the front of my card. Come on. This is a brand new bottle, so it shouldn't be giving me any problems. There we go. Except for now I have too much over there, huh? Okay. I'm going to grab this by my stems here if I can without getting glue all over my hands. And I should have colored my branch prior to putting it on there. Now I'm going to end up coloring both. So what I'm going to do is, since I've already put that on there, and I don't want the green one, but I do want the green one. They're both green. I don't want the evening evergreen to have shimmer on it, but I do want this one too. So I'm just going to slip that piece of cardstock under there and color this one with my Wink of Stella. That way I won't get Wink of Stella all over everything else on my card. I should have colored it before. Wink of Stella is a wonderful thing, but you don't want too much. If you get too much on it, then it doesn't really look good. It looks like somebody dumped a pile of gold on it. It makes me think of the stuff we used to put on the Christmas trees, the garland, the tinsel. The tinsel, it looks good if you get it on the tree right, but if you don't get it on the tree right, it just looks like a big blob of gold or a big blob of tinsel. So that's what you want. When you get one of these, there's a ring in the middle that you want to take out. So you'll open it up here, and there's a black ring that's in here, not this one. It's down in here. You can see it. And so you'll want to take that ring out that sits right in here. and then put it back on. And then when you first get it, you want to squeeze it so that your wink will come down. When you do that, you don't want to squeeze it over a project. You want to squeeze it over your mat or over a piece of paper that you're going to throw away. You're going to squeeze it until you see some of it coming down in here. Okay. And then you start brushing with it. If it's real, do not brush on your project, brush on something that you're going to throw away so that, just do it. Okay. So I'm going to squeeze it so it comes down so you can see it's coming down into there. And then mine came down perfectly this time. So I've got a real good shimmer there without blob. But if it comes down and it drops onto your surface enough where you've got a blob, then you want to just kind of take your brush and almost clean it out by rubbing it off, because you don't want it to the point. See, that's a nice little shimmer there. It's not, I don't know if you guys can see it, probably not. See, that's a good shimmer. But if you get too much, then it just becomes a big gold mess. And this is too much here. This is too much. Look at that. It's just gold mess. That's all it looks like. And that's not what we want. We just want it to barely show. Let's see if I can get it now to. It might be just the color that I'm working with here, but you don't want it to be a lot. You want it to make it, you want it to draw the eye when it's done, because you want it to be pretty, but you don't want so much that, I think I've got too much. Let's clean that off. There we go. And part of that is this paper, because it is, I'm going gold on black, and it's just it's gonna show more that way, just because it. So anyway, but if I look here, it looks good. Okay. If I look here, it looks good. So I've got a nice shimmer to it, but not too much. So if you can see that one, it's got a nice shimmer. See if I can catch the light. Got a new light and it doesn't let me do that. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, it's just got a light shimmer to it. So, okay, then let's get a bow on this thing and some bling. How about that? My bow I've already tied here, and I'm using this gold, beautiful gold bow. The only problem is it kind of is a vanilla, more of a vanilla than a white. But because the gold is there, I think it's all right. Okay, so I'm going to add my gold bow here. Now, I had pulled out the iridescent basic jewels to put on here. Pearls, I mean, because they're so pretty. So let's grab our take your pick tool. And you guys know these things are absolutely amazing. If you don't have one, get in touch with me. I want to know why you don't have one, because they are so great. This is my putty for picking up my bling. This is for piercing or for cleaning out all these little things in here. But there's also a brush that will clean those out. The brush is separate, comes separate, and it attaches to this end right here. This comes with an extra putty. That's probably the thing you'll go through that is the thing you'll go through, because the other parts aren't. On the other side of this is a spatula. My spatula is dirty. It's been used. And so the spatula is amazing for if this was crooked or I was going to put a bow around it and forgot to, you can take your spatula, run it underneath here, and you can loosen that up. So you can pull that top layer off, or at least enough that you can put your ribbon through there. See my spatula go all the way into there. And so you can pull your ribbon off. It does get sticky, and you clean it with rubbing alcohol. It cleans off really easy. It also comes with 2 scoring ends, and one is small and one is large. Let me see if I can grab mine real quick. So this is a scoring tool that comes with, and so this goes in You take the spatula out or the piercer. If you're doing a lot of scoring, it's great to have. So anyway, if you don't have one, you need one. This is a tool that I just can't live without. I mean, I just use it every time I stamp. So I am going to pick up my bling here with my spatula, and I think I'm going to go with a little larger on these. And you see it just slides, and then that way you don't have, you know how we have bling flying all over the room sometimes. Well, this will keep us from having that, because it's going to stick to your putty here, and it's going to just slide. You're going to slide it off instead of trying to flip it off or stick something underneath it to pick it up. Okay, so there is my project for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you make one, post it on my Facebook page. I would love to see it, or send me a copy of it, send me a picture of it. I am still doing Christmas. I have one more Christmas class coming up. I will be doing it at my Sunrise facility. We will still be doing a Christmas class in November. The girls want more Christmas cards. So, and now that the Lights Aglow DSP is back in stock, I am looking forward to playing with that and doing some more Christmas cards, and I have to get my Christmas cards done. Thanks for joining me today. You can find the supplies or anything that you need at stampwithdeb.com. And that is where I will put the instructions for this project. And you have a great day.